Hello and welcome to part 3 of Rollasana, where we will be working the arms. In part 1 we worked the lower legs, part 2 we worked the back, now we're working into the arms region. In part 2 we ended up with the roller underneath our chest with the chest opening. From here we're going to go on to our scapula. So Tiffany's going to pick her right side, and she's going to extend her right arm over her head and lean towards that side. So she's not going to come all the way onto the side. It'll be more on her scapula towards the back. She uses a small roller for support of her neck. So from here she's on her shoulder blade. This is this guy right here. And she can kind of rock back and forth. And she can adjust and modify to her liking. Now from here, she can come onto her side, her serratus anterior here. Latissimus dorsi and and serratus anterior. And oftentimes our neck is hanging down here, so the small roller helps to support the neck. This is an excellent one to work as we're doing our side bends in yoga, and one side is typically more flexible than the other side. Oftentimes we're held back by our latissimus dorsi and our serratus anterior. From here, Tiffany can go out her arms. She's going to work her triceps. It's a bit of a snaking move on the ground. And her palm is facing up, and she's putting pressure onto her tricep region of her arm. Again, breathing, taking your time. From here, Tiffany's going to transition into working her forearms. So we can work the large roller first. And there's several ways we can do this. We can, as Tiffany's doing right now, we can make a sandwich with our forearms together, or we can create more pressure by going perpendicularly with our other arm onto our forearm and putting pressure this way. This is excellent for carpal tunnel, really releasing the flexors and extensors that are in our forearm. Working all the way down to the wrist, and I find when I'm rolling and working my my forearms, I like to rotate my wrist around. Exposes different tissues to the roller. For more pressure, you can switch to the smaller roller. And keeping moving up and down the forearm, back and forth. So from here, we can switch to the other arm and do the same thing. And now we're going to work the upper chest region. So she's going to take the larger roller and place it into the upper pec region, just below the collarbone. This is an area that is often quite tight on many people as well. So from here, she's controlling the amount of pressure she's putting on the roller with her hands. She can go into one side, put pressure into one side, and then waiting, adjusting, allowing, and then putting pressure onto the other side. Oftentimes you'll feel one pectoral a little bit tighter than the other pectoral muscle. So from here, we're going to work the deltoid. What we can do is hook the arm over the top of the roller, relaxing back down. And from here, we're going to go back to the top here. Tiffany, if you would go all the way to the top and roll towards the face of the mat a little bit more. There we go. And so slowly, she can take her arm, her palm is up, and she can bring it down to her side and go back to the top again. You can feel that working all the muscles in the front of the shoulder, the deltoid. So once we get it down to the side, and just behind her, she's got the shoulder hooked over the top of the roller. Now where she's moving on to the side of her body, where she's putting pressure more on the outside of her deltoid. What we want, this is outside line 2 in Thai massage, and we want to move that line, this outer line, we want it to go posteriorly again. So what Tiffany is doing is putting pressure by bringing her hips off the mat, puts more pressure onto the roller. She can adjust and modify her pressure by how high her hips are off the ground. And the pressure is posterior, as she's doing right now. From here, we've worked the outer arm. We can go into the neck and the trapezius. So retaining that arm behind the back, Tiffany has placed her neck over the top of the roller with the arm behind her back, and she's lifting up her hips, almost plowing into the roller. And what that does is create a nice stretch in the trapezius and the scalenes. And the focus is to really stretch that neck up and over the top of the roller, as she's doing right now. From this perspective, we switch to the other side and do the same routine on our other opposite arm, starting with the shoulder blade and the scapula. And thank you for watching.